Once upon a time, there was a beautiful princess who lived in a palace near a deep green forest. Every day, she would go to a well at the edge of the woods and play with her golden ball, which shone like a tiny sun in her hands. She would toss it high into the air, laughing as it glittered in the sunlight. One day, the ball slipped from her fingers and fell into the well. The water was dark and deep, so deep that she couldn't see the bottom. The princess began to cry, her tears falling one by one into the still water. Suddenly, she heard a rough, croaky voice. "Why are you crying, princess?" She looked up and saw a large, green frog staring at her with big, round eyes. "My golden ball," she said. "It fell into the well."
I want to be your friend.
The frog replied,
Eat from your
"I can
plate,
help you get it back,
drink from
but
your
what
cup,
will you give me
and
in
sleep
return?"
on your bed.
"I'll give you anything you want," she said quickly. "My jewels, my pearls, even my golden crown." The frog shook his head. "I don't want your treasures. I want to be your friend. Let me eat from your plate, drink from your cup, and sleep on your bed beside you." The princess shuddered, but desperate to get her ball back, she said, "I promise." The frog dove into the water and soon came back up with the golden ball in his mouth. The princess was overjoyed, snatched it up, and ran back to the palace, forgetting all about the frog. That evening, as she and her father were dining, there came a knock at the door. Then a voice called out, "Princess, dear princess, don't you remember your friend by the well? You promised me your friendship, and now I've come to dwell." The princess turned pale and told the king what had happened. The king said
Father,
sternly, "A promise
I made
must
a promise.
be kept.
I must."
Let the frog in." The frog hopped in, climbed up onto the table, and ate from her plate and drank from her cup. She could barely hide her disgust, wishing the meal would end. But when it was time for bed, the frog said, "Now take me to your room, so I may sleep in your bed." The princess wept, but her father reminded her gently, "You must keep your word, my child." Reluctantly, she carried the frog upstairs, but as soon as they were in her room, she could not bear it anymore. She grabbed the frog and threw him against the wall, shouting, "Leave me alone, you horrible creature!" In that instant, the frog turned into a handsome young prince, with eyes as bright as the morning sky. He told her that an evil witch had cursed him, and only the promise and faith of a true friend could break the spell. The next day, a golden carriage arrived to take them away. The driver was Heinrich, the prince's faithful servant. When his master had been turned into a frog, Heinrich had bound his heart with 3 iron bands to keep it from breaking. Now, as they traveled, the carriage creaked and cracked not from the wheels, but because the iron bands around Heinrich's heart were snapping, one by one, as his joy overflowed. Moral of the story: a promise holds great power, even when made to someone we least expect. Often, what we fear or reject at first may lead us to the truest form of love and loyalty. If you enjoyed this story of the Frog King, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more timeless tales from the world of fairy stories.